Get out your game controllers and keyboards. You are now listening to Hit Points. And welcome to the first episode of Hit Points, where we hit all the points in gaming, gaming news, and so much more. I'm Brant Fowler.
And I'm Chris Ventura.
And like I said, this is the inaugural episode of the show, so hope you guys are ready to talk about some gaming, or listen to us talk about some gaming anyway. Mm-hmm. Pull out your controllers, get your cheat codes ready. We're going to have some fun.
I don't use cheat codes. I just go up, down, left, right, A, B, A, B, A, B, and then hit start.
B, A, B, B, A.
Different game.
Yeah, no, I am. I'm thinking of Contra, way back.
I'm not even thinking of Contra.
What are you thinking about?
Shoot, what game was Mario? There was a Mario game that you did like an A, B thing, I think. I'm
yeah.
trying to remember which game. It was either Mario or... Shoot, it was Nintendo. I can tell you that much. Because there was only A and B on the controller.
Right. Speaking of which, a total sidetrack, and as we start this episode off, I've been playing the original, well, not the original, but the first Super Mario Brothers game lately. I can't get past level 5 for some reason.
Wow, really?
I'm just out of practice. I've beaten that game so many times in the past, obviously. But yeah, for some reason I've been playing it like when I'm bored or whatever. We've had it on the Wii U, so I've been playing it a little bit here and there.
I love
Still
how
fun.
I love how the Nintendo, if you have a Club Nintendo account, they find excuses to give you the game, the retro games for free. It's like, oh, you have Nintendo account, you get Super Mario free. Here you go.
We'll take it. Why not?
I have Super Mario, I believe, on almost every single Nintendo system.
Wow.
Because of the fact that it's everywhere. I have it on the Wii. I probably have it on the Wii U, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, it's just one of those games.
Yeah, I've also been playing the Super Mario 3D. What's it called? Is that what it's called? Super Mario 3D World or whatever? The Wii U where you put the cat suits on?
Oh, you mean the Super Mario Brothers Wii U?
Is that what it's called? The cat suits one. That one.
Yep. Super Mario Brothers Wii U.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know what the actual name was on that one. I was not aware of this game because I'm new to the Wii U. Hadn't had it for a while. I'm just getting back into gaming the past year. So, I
wonder why. Cough, cough.
Yeah, I know. Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
So, yeah, I've been playing that lately with Lisa, and it's pretty fun. To me, it's not the best one. I miss like Super Mario World. That kind of.
Yeah, I wish they would make a game like that again. I think it'd be so much more fun.
Yeah. Yeah. That said, Super Mario 64 and what was the Sunshine? Those were okay. Yeah. They were decent.
They were different. They thought outside of the normal box. But when it comes to Wii U and New Super Mario Bros. For the Nintendo Wii, it's basically the same thing except they change up the formula, put in a new suit, and just go. I mean, it's really, if you look at them, they're basically the same game except the levels are changed. And like I said, there's new suits that give you different abilities. It's really the same thing. That's why I hope if they do another Mario game, they break the monotony. Or you give us Super Mario Galaxy 3.
Nice. Yeah, that's true, but I do appreciate in the Wii U one that you can get the leaf and still turn into the raccoon or Tanuki, whatever you want to call him. I appreciate the nods to the past games, the way they do that. So
I would love to see a remastered version of Super Mario 3, just because I love that Mario game.
Yeah, I was playing that one not too long ago too. I can't remember where we left off. I think we were in World 4 or something like that. Just got busy and sidetracked and playing other stuff. So, but before we go too deep down the pipes,
I was just gonna say we're kind of sidetracking before we give the intro of the show.
Exactly. If you are familiar with us from Hall of Toys, we used to do a gaming section on another podcast called Hall of Toys, which we are still doing as a video podcast now. But we decided to break out the gaming into this. If you are brand new to the show, basically we're talking games, gaming news, gaming topics, whatever. It's all about gaming on this show.
And myself and Michael, my brother, We tend to get as many of the new games that come out as they come out. We actually started doing that this past year, largely due to the fact that we have a YouTube channel called Frontline Gaming Zone, which right now, if you're watching this episode, you're going to see that there's really not that much content on there. Well, in the coming year of 2015, we are looking to not only put up new games, but some classic games, some old games. And hey, Mike, how are you?
Hello.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, I just popped out of nowhere. So what's up, everyone?
He popped after anyway.
I heard games and my gaming senses were tingling, so what are we talking about?
We are introducing the Hit Points podcast right now.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, we were talking about a little bit of Mario earlier.
Ironically, your game.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we were talking about how Mario Brothers 3 was. I was saying how that was my favorite. I'd love to see them remaster that.
I love Super Mario Bros. 3. I remember playing that. That was my first video game when I was like 4 or 5 years old, and you still couldn't find that doorway until I had to find it. And this was before YouTube was invented.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was no YouTube. But anyway, it's like Brant said, we talk about everything game-related. I mean, as Hall of Toys was moving forward, by episode 20, Brant and I realized that we had to break the gaming section away because the gaming section was slowly getting bigger and bigger, and it was definitely taking over the hall. So we decided to move the hall into its own thing and move the gaming into its own show. So this way we don't have to worry about the gaming section covering over the whole show.
Yeah, exactly. And, this way we don't have to worry about trying to condense the gaming stuff that we're talking about either.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, fun times. And that's pretty much the show. So, if you're a gaming fan, you're definitely going to want to tune in each and every, well, not each and every week. We don't do this weekly.
No,
just once a month. Once a month right now. But we should mention, we are doing extras from time to time called Hit Points expansion packs. And we're actually doing one from this show called, it's on the Uncharted 4 game that's coming out in 2015.
It's the game. They basically just released on the Nintendo. See, I'm now on Nintendo.
PlayStation.
At the PlayStation Experience, They released a 15-minute gameplay trailer. So Brant and I went ahead and sat through the gameplay trailer, and while we were watching it, we were giving commentary on the game.
Yeah, so you can expect to see that in a couple of days, and listen to our commentary. What's that?
I was going to say, I would think it would be up like right after the podcast sometime, because we have to edit the commentary into the video, so.
True, yeah. It'll probably go up a day after this one goes live, so.
Gotcha.
Do it that way. But yeah, anytime there's something that really catches our interest that we just want to, share with you guys, we'll kick out an expansion pack episode, and it'll probably be like that 10, 15-minute long things. So you have that to look forward to as well.
Indeed. Yeah. But really, we're just going to sit here, have fun with lots of gaming stuff. I mean, we just got through, I think this was the perfect time to start Hit Points, because we just came out of the biggest month in the year. November had a ton of new games.
A
ton.
Yeah.
And
you guys are actually doing a Gamesmas on your other channel.
5 days of Gamesmas.
Yeah.
We're getting lots of classic games. We got a couple of new ones, but mostly a lot of games that came out that are remastered or have been out for a while, at least a couple of years. And we're looking forward to doing a lot of them on Frontline Gaming Zone the coming year. So we're looking to make Frontline Gaming Zone something that's unique. Have the new stuff on there, but also pay homage to some of the games that came out before.
From doing research, lots of people like when I did all that Rage and Lost Levels, they really want to see more of that.
Nice.
We're going to have to get you some rage-inducing games.
Well, if it's frustrating, it's going to be a lot of rages. And
I have to introduce you to I Am Toast.
Okay.
I'll introduce, not I Am Toast, something Toast. I Am Bread.
Making Toast?
No. It's from the same people that made Surge and...
will Bacon be involved?
No. We'll have to talk to Ellie about getting you onto that game. It's a computer game.
Should I worry or should I not?
You should worry. It's stress-inducing.
Oh, gee. Is it worse than Flappy Bird?
Worse.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'll show you later.
Okay.
But speaking of stress-inducing, I was watching your guys, what was it, Super Mario Brothers 2?
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I had to do all the work.
Right.
At the end, yeah, you did.
Yeah, because none of you could just,
We're sidetracking again.
That's okay.
Two other.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Go ahead. Say what you're gonna say. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, but there are two other things that I'd like to make mention of right now.
Yeah.
When this podcast goes up, there should be a Hall of Toys / Hit Points Twitter. Follow us on there for all of your news for this podcast, for the Hall of Toys live show. We're going to have lots of stuff that we're going to be tweeting out in the coming years. Brant, you can share my Instagram. On my Instagram, I'll be posting all the games that Mike and I get, which we are aiming to get every single new game. Well, not every single. Zip myself. Stop. As many new games as we can in the coming year. I'm going to stop myself because there are some new games that I might not like.
I believe you, yeah.
So, I'm glad you made that correction.
Yeah, and I also like to take pictures of all the toys and stuff that I get. Yeah. So it's good for both casts. So you can follow my Instagram. You'll be seeing all the stuff. Yeah, Brad?
You know what I just realized? Mm-hmm. It's hot and hitting hot.
There you go.
We're hitting it hot, baby.
Hell yeah. And also on the Facebook. I don't know if, Brant, you're going to be making a separate from Zone 4 Facebook, but we are going to be doing... Yep. Oh, we are. Okay. So on there, we're going to be interacting with you guys a lot more. We're going to want to know if you guys have any trailers or any games that you're interested in hearing us talk about. We'll definitely be talking about that on there. This podcast will also be posted on Frontline Gaming Zone. So if you're listening to this on YouTube, feel free to leave your comments below, and we'll, anything you'd like to hear us discuss or talk about. And we will definitely put it into consideration for the next show.
And believe me, if any gaming questions, I could definitely answer that because I'm pretty much knowledgeable when it comes to games and stuff.
And another thing, I'm starting a petition on the Facebook page. I am going to start a petition because there is a game that I know a lot of Pokemon fans have been wanting since the N64 game, and that is Pokemon Stadium.
Yes.
We need a new Pokemon Stadium game. Every year Nintendo is bringing out remakes of all their previous Pokemon games, minus X and Y, of course, being the newer original games. We need a Pokemon Stadium to complement the 3DS games for the Wii U. So I'm going to start a petition on the Facebook page. If you guys want, you can pop on there, give the petition a like, sign your name to it, and maybe we'll send it off to Nintendo. Yeah. And maybe if we get enough signatures, we'll actually get maybe a consideration for
also...
Will you let me talk a consideration for the Pokemon Stadium game? Now what?
I was going to say, are you done now?
Yes.
Okay. Now, remember in the Pokemon Stadium where they had that game pack, and you would put, like, a Game Boy...
the Pokemon Yellow, Red, or Blue.
And then we got the Mewtwo in there. Like, I thought that was pretty cool. I hope that they do that. It's fun.
Did you ever play Pokemon Stadium for the Nintendo 64, Brant?
I did, yeah.
Wasn't that fun?
It was fun. I have to admit it.
150, and then there were more.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I think it would be perfect for a Wii U game. I'm sorry, but we gotta get them on that. But I think that's all of the intro, at least. Is there anything else I left out, Brant?
I don't think so. I think that pretty much covers it. We should just dive into some talking game stuff like we haven't already. We're talking games left and right.
Mm-hmm. How about we be more specific? Let's talk about the games that came out this past month of November.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and not counting the end of October where we started to get the really big, heavy-hitting games. Mm-hmm. But in November alone, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games that Mike and I got. Wow. I know one game, Brant. I'm going to put them, most of them are in order. One game I'm leaving for last because it's something we all are going to want to talk about.
Yeah, and I will say one that we're not going to be talking about. I will be getting at some point Dragon Age Inquisition. Yes. I almost got it today. Yeah. But I decided to get another game that we'll talk about later instead. And but I definitely will. I don't get as many games as Chris yet. And I do say yet because I know I will be doing a lot more gaming in the future, near future, I should say. But I did want to mention that one real quick. So.
Well, yeah, Dragon Age Inquisition is getting a lot of positive feedback.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a big Dragon Age fan, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I would like, maybe in the coming year we'll see if we get the, I know there's Dragon Age Origin, there's a connection to Origin, and then there's, what do you call it? There's, 2. Dragon Age 2.
Yeah. And this is an older game, but another game that I'll probably be getting soon as well, finally, is the Marvel Superheroes Lego game.
Oh, that's a good game. You're going to enjoy that.
So, all right, go ahead with the ones that came out last month, though.
All right, and since you did an honorable mention, I'm going to do one that we're not going to mention here. Okay. Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, was it?
I think so.
Those 2 games came out for the 3DS. Ellie got both. I'm borrowing the Ruby game. She's playing Sapphire. Games are awesome, but again, those are on the handheld systems. Unfortunately, we can't record on those yet.
Yeah.
We'll figure out a way. But anyway, now we're going into the console games. First one is Call of Duty Advanced Warfare with Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
And who didn't see that he was going to be the big heel of the game? The gameplay is awesome. The mechanics are great, but it's a Call of Duty game. It's something we get every single year, so it's not something that you really could say it's unique because it comes out every year. It's just a different story. Right. The people that bring this game out, though, are a new company, so basically every 3 years we're going to be getting a new Advanced Warfare. So you got the people that made Modern Warfare, people that made Black Ops, and now you have the people that are making Advanced Warfare, which I think is great. So it's instead of every other year a new story, it's every 3 years. It gives the developers time to really work on a good story for the next part of their section of Call of Duty.
Awesome. Yeah.
That's really, huh?
No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, I thought somebody else was talking. No, it's, Call of Duty is not really my type of game. Mm-hmm. But, obviously it has a huge, huge, huge following. And I know you guys are fans, so that's cool.
Yeah, definitely. Humongous fans. And I remember we were talking to Mike T recently, and he made a joke about Medal of Honor. He's like, Medal of Honor is like the beta testing for Battlefield, as a matter of fact. Because the people that make Medal of Honor and make Battlefield, which Battlefield is coming out in 2015. We got a lot of games to look forward to in 2015.
Oh, yes, we do.
So, but Medal of Honor will always be close to my heart, and if you want to know why, check out Game Miss episode or day 2 or 3 where we do.
3.
I think it was 3 also, and there's a reason because that's for my first. I'll say it here: Medal of Honor Frontline and 007 GoldenEye were my 2 first-person shooter games, and they really got me into first-person shooter games.
I can understand that. GoldenEye, I loved. I actually loved that. Oh God, yeah. That was a fantastic game.
And they remade it for the Nintendo Wii from the N64.
And we have that. I just don't like it because it doesn't have Pierce Brosnan. It has the other 007 guy.
Oh, it has Daniel Craig or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Don't either. Kind of ruins the game a little bit for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Next on the list is another game I'm sure I'm like the only one that knows most of the franchise. That's the Halo Master Chief Collection. Which has all 4 of the previous games on it. You also get a pass to watch Nightfall on the Halo Network on Xbox One. And the problem with Halo, the Master Chief Collection, the internet is broken. The multiplayer is still broken. I mean, there were a few patches made already to the game, but when it was released, there were a lot of problems with co-op gameplay for a time, and there was a lot of problems with matchmaking. Now, to my knowledge, there's still problems with the matchmaking, and I think it's almost impossible to get onto one of the Halo games as a co-op. But there were a lot of bugs connected to this game when you got it on launch day. And as a matter of fact, when we put this in the Xbox One, we had to download a 20 gigabyte update because when they released this game, they didn't finish it. So the update basically finishes the game.
Wow.
So, kind of disappointed in 343. And again, it does have Bungie's logo on it because Bungie did do the first 3 games.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like 343 really kind of dropped the ball a little bit with this one. I'm sure that the patches and everything will fix the game eventually. But for initial launch, the game was kind of broken.
Yeah,
and also the internet. I mean, like...
That's what I meant. The game was broken.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, for that to happen, I mean, I don't remember in any gaming history when the internet was on.
Oh, I'm getting to that.
Just go ahead, just steal it, just go ahead.
No. I mean, the next game is the same problem, but with this, though, I'm kind of disappointed. But, I mean, if you're like me and you're playing it to play the actual story, whether it be co-op or alone, then it's not so... For me, it's not bad because I'm going to be playing the game solo. The extra movie cutscenes and stuff will be really great. It leads into Halo 5, so...
Yeah. Can I mention another game that came out right after this one?
Yeah.
Or actually at the same time. And the only reason I mention it is because it's Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. I don't know if you guys have played this.
Oh, Mike bought it.
Oh, okay.
I'll move it off now. No, go ahead. Keep going now. I'll just take it off.
Okay. I downloaded... excuse me. Man, my throat just got really weird there. I downloaded the demo today and was playing around with it a little bit. The camera really bothers me on that game. Have you played it yet, Mike?
I actually have a little bit, but I've also heard about stuff. And when you're done, I have my bickerings that I like to make.
Michael is very angry at the reboot, but keep going, Brad.
Okay.
I'll wait for you to finish.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't played a Sonic game in a long time, so I don't know which reboots you're gonna nitpick about. But for me, it was kind of odd. Just the character models and everything were a little bit different than I'm used to personally. The gameplay, just my main nitpick was the camera, and I got to a point where I didn't know what to do, and I couldn't get out of this one level, so I'm just kind of stuck there, and I got frustrated and just turned it off. So I don't know how I feel about this game. So
I can tell you how we feel about the game.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and I could say between that and Sonic 06, I don't know which of the two could be the worst ones. That's the first thing. Second thing is the characters.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, let's talk about Knuckles.
Yeah.
Now, we all know Knuckles was this, person that used to glide around and, do all the Chaos Emeralds with treasure hunts with Rouge and all that. Now we have a steroid-like Knuckles with an IQ level of 1.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, he's like... I don't know
I want to know why the creators even thought about doing this. I want to know what they were thinking about when they made this game. And it's based off an animated series.
Right. And not only that, he can't glide. How do you not make him glide? And Knuckles are fingers. They're no Knuckles, they're fingers.
Yeah.
That... Now the one thing I could say that's good for one character that they added was that handkerchief for Sonic. I thought that was cool that they added that.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like the bandages everywhere.
Granted, yes, I could agree with you on that, but I like that they had that.
The handkerchief is just an additional piece.
Yeah,
that's
Tails
fine.
is fine. Shadow, his voice, I kind of laugh because I know some Shadow fans. I'm like, yeah, the voice sounds different, and not only that, Brant. If you play the full game, what I heard about Shadow is that he's like there for 1 second, and he's like saying like, okay, I'm gonna fight you. No, actually, I'm gonna wait another time because of all this other stuff that happened. So, not a lot of Shadow was in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle or any other past games.
Yeah.
And the ending scene, I'm not gonna spoil it. It was just stupid.
Gotcha.
The game was just short, from what I heard, and
if you want the full game, you have to get the 3DS.
Well, that and also the Wii U. But the fuller game is the 3DS, yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's
disappointing. And I got the figure, too, for $5 when I pre-ordered the thing.
Yeah, if you pre-order the game at GameStop, you got a early release Sonic figure.
Well, that's cool. But, yeah, I was kind of disappointed. I was looking forward to it when I saw the demo was open. And, yeah, it just...
Plus the Power Crystals, too, was added.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a letdown, that game.
Right.
Disappointing.
Another game that was another letdown was Assassin's Creed Unity. A lot of people were complaining about the fact that you have the game and now you basically have to pay more money, and we'll talk about this in the topic, for an expansion to the game. No pun intended. A lot of people are upset about that. I'm just going to play the game that I have in my hand. And that's that. If the game's broken, if there's problems with it, oh well. I'm not doing any expansion to this game. And the real funny thing is, people were complaining about the game being broken and the expansions and everything. and Ubisoft just went ahead and released the trailer for next year's Assassin's Creed already. It's Assassin's Creed Victory. Honestly, I think with this Assassin's Creed game, we're done. Also for the older systems, there was Assassin's Creed Rogue. We didn't waste our time with that game. And I think that with this game, I'm just done with the series. I think it's run its course. If Ubisoft is looking to compete with Call of Duty and Battlefield and have a game every year, for me, Brent, you played Assassin's Creed a bit, right?
Right.
I mean, I felt like the game should have been done after Ezio, like maybe at most 5 games and then just end it, and get to the goal of finding the golden apple, and that's it.
I like the idea that the game continues throughout the ages, and its descendants are different stories with different characters in different decades, eras, whatever. And I like the way that it can reinvent itself that way. But I do understand that just the simple mechanics of the game could get old after a while. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So I think after this game I'm done, because I could see that if you don't get the expansions and, with the way the internet's broken, they're just going to keep pushing these games out until people stop buying. And again, it's up to the consumer to make the smart choices. And this year, I'm happy I got it. Next year, I won't. That's just how it is.
Gotcha.
Came out the same day, Far Cry 4. If you pre-ordered it, you got the limited edition upgrade on Amazon, where you can invite up to 10 friends to play Far Cry 4 without even owning the game. Ironically, this is also from Ubisoft. Did it come out the same week? No, I think it came out the week after.
Yeah.
Must have come out the week after, yeah. This game, on the other hand, was spectacular. I'm really enjoying it. I can't wait to actually do the walkthrough on Frontline Gaming Zone. The graphics are spectacular. The missions are great. It's just a really immersive game. Obviously, there will be expansions to the game also, but at the same time, it's just, in and of itself, it's really great. It even got an award for Best E3 2014 GameSpot, from GameSpot, so it was one of the best trailers. And it's the sequel to the #1 rated shooter of 2012, also to be noted.
Nice.
So, I would definitely say, out of all the games I've mentioned thus far, this game is one of the best that came out in November up to this point.
Gotcha. I've never played a Far Cry game.
I hadn't either. I bought Far Cry 3, but I never played it.
I heard it was kind of alright.
Far Cry 3 was amazing.
Well, I don't know. Different critics, different ways.
Right.
And then I think Cindy got this the same week. It was Little Big Planet 3. If you pre-ordered it, you got the plush edition upgrade. Again, that's more for the kids, I think, in my opinion, or something I could see Lisa playing, I think. I think she'd enjoy it. No, I think she would enjoy it. Her, Cindy, for me personally, it's a nice game. It's gonna have competition with Nintendo, though, because Nintendo's throwing out Yoshi Wool or something like that.
Yeah,
Woolly World.
Woolly World.
Yeah.
Woolly World. Okay.
That's coming out, I believe, next year of this month.
Yeah. So it's going to be coming out next year, and I think that's going to be Little Big Planet's competition. But Little Big Planet's very popular. It's one of the PlayStation 3 launch games that really took off.
Okay. Yeah, I've never played that either.
I watched Cindy play it. It's okay, but it's not something I'd immerse myself in. Now, this is something I think everybody in this cast is going to have something to say about. WWE 2K15.
Yeah.
With the pre-order bonus of Sting, and if you were lucky enough to get your hands on a Hulk Hogan version, you got a Funko Hulk Hogan with the NWO attire, and you got the Hulk Hogan expansion as well.
Nice.
Now, to note, though, the 360 and the PS3 came out
in November. In October.
Yeah, and the PS4 and Xbox One came out in November.
Right.
Which actually, just want to throw it out there. But I do have to say, if you don't mind, I do have to say things about this game. Like, first of all, the Sting entrance was really cool with the Crow theme. You get that, and also the 1996 thing as well.
Nice.
I just don't like how when they call Sting, when you do the black and white, the man called Sting, and then Sting 1996, they say, this is Sting. Why can't you just say Sting? I just want to say that. But beside the point, The controls felt a little bit weird. Like, instead of using triangle to run, you have to, like, press, I believe, L2 or L1. And some of the movesets were a little bit different. I will agree those signature moves and the other stuff that go with it was genius, along with the emulator, which was a way to unlock characters. I believe that's what it's called, right, Brant? The emulator?
I'm not sure.
Oh, well, it's a thing that came with it to unlock all the characters, which I didn't use, but, because you know me, I'm lazy. But but I really enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to playing My Career, which is where you have to have a created superstar, and you start at NXT or something before NXT, which moves up all the way up to WWE Raw SmackDown, and then becoming a superstar and Hall of Famer in the end.
I do like the NXT aspect to it. That's kind of cool. I do want to ask you, though, I haven't played the game yet. I don't have it yet. It's definitely something I want to get. I'm a big wrestling fan, just like you are. But I read a bunch of reviews, and I want to get your opinion since you've played it. A lot of people are saying that it's not much different than last year's version.
Not at all. It
Really.
isn't. Honestly, we haven't bought a wrestling game in years.
Since Raw vs. SmackDown, I believe.
Yeah, and buying this game, the graphics when you're in the ring only feel slightly upgrade. In my eyes, I probably 15 people are saying how wrong I am and explaining why right now, but in my eyes, it looks just like the old games, except the buttons are different.
That's what I just explained a while ago.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I was just curious about that, and I think I even read that like the creative wrestler was they scaled it down a little bit. There weren't as many options. Oh, they eliminated it altogether?
No.
Okay.
Limited. It's very limited.
Limited. I'm sorry, I misheard you.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. I was just looking for some clarification from somebody I knew that had played it.
I think you'd still like it, Brant.
I'm sure I would. Yeah.
It's a wrestling game. It's what it is, you know.
Exactly. So cool.
And then the last 3 games all came out at the same time, and then we have the game that we're all going to talk about, which, in mine and Mike's opinion, is going to get our game of the year on Brooklyn Boys, at least. You have 2 remakes. You have Kingdom Hearts 2.5, the remix, which has Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep Final Mix, and Kingdom Hearts Recoded. 2 games, I believe, that were on the 3DS, or the DS, and
No, I think it was the 3DS.
Okay, and then Kingdom Hearts 2 obviously was the PlayStation 2 sequel to Kingdom Hearts 1. Mm. And then you have the NES Remix Pack, which has the NES Remix 1, 2, the Compete in the Nintendo World Championship Remix, and the original Super Mario Bros. Reversed and starring Luigi.
Yeah, but respectively, though, it did come out first downloadable for the Nintendo 3DS. It wasn't a game that came out. You had to download it.
Right, it was a WiiWare or a 3DSware exclusive.
Right, but now that it came out for the Wii U, though, this is our game right here, because we grew up with the NES when we were kids, and it's going to be... NES Remix is just a whole bunch of things that are opposite, and Lost Levels is on there, so expect a rage on there if the mission's impossible.
I mean, Brent, we were just talking about the classic games. Basically, this is your classic games with challenges attached to them.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love the fact that they did, obviously with the name like Remix, there would have to be something added to it, but I love the fact that they added something new to those old classic games that we all love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really neat. I gotta get it.
Yeah, you definitely have to. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot. Imagine playing Mario's first level, and everything is black.
Yeah.
All you see is like the outline of the background a little bit.
That's a challenge.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Michael got this because he enjoyed these on... Ironically, we were just talking about the new Super Mario Bros. U. If you enjoyed the Toad challenges, well, there's a whole game based off of it. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. 70-plus levels of just Toad missions.
And remember, you can't jump. You only could walk and press buttons and get those little critters out of the way, or else, it's dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Which is the sound of when you're dead, but just clarifying it for those who didn't play Mario games in the past.
Sure.
Yeah. And now that leads to the best game that that Mike and I
Oh yeah.
definitely going to be putting in our top 5, probably number 1 of the year, because we just love this game so much. And I know, Brant, you just got it today!
I did.
But you played it before that, which is equally
I played it with you, actually.
Yes. And that is Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U. The game came out originally on the 3DS 2 months prior, in October. Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, 3 months ago now because we were recording in December. But yeah, you're right. A month prior. And, we all got a taste of it. We were all waiting. We've been waiting for 5 years for the next installment, and it is finally here. Brant, what did you think of the game? You got to go first.
I got to go first. It's like you said, it's been a long time since, we'd seen a version of this game, and since I played, I think the last one I played was the GameCube one, obviously. Was that Brawl?
No, that was Melee.
That was Melee. Okay, yeah, Melee was the last one I played. And so, I mean, yeah, obviously it's gone so far up. There's new characters and new abilities. I mean, they got the Wii Fit trainer on here. So it's just insane.
Dog.
and the villager from what's that from?
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing. Thank you. I couldn't think of the name. Yeah, it's really awesome. I haven't played it enough to formulate a full opinion on it, but obviously enough to go out and get the game so I can play it with you guys and just on my own and get better so I can not suck so much.
Question I want to ask you, Brant.
Yeah.
What was your like when they added Mega Man?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what was your
reaction
to that?
Oh, see, man, I grew up with Mega Man. I played all the Mega Man games when I was a kid, so that's like a huge thing for me. Adding a character like that, it's just, it just adds more and more value to a game like this. Seeing those classic characters pop up like that.
Yeah, and the thing about the Super Smash Bros. Is that if you, and this is coming next year, by the way, that if you buy the 2 versions of the 3DS and Wii U, next year, and this was in the 50 Facts Extravaganza thing, you can get a DLC of Mewtwo for free. And last we saw Mewtwo was in Super Smash Bros. Melee, which, Grant, was the last game that you played.
Right.
So, Mewtwo's like my favorite character of all time in Pokemon history. So, it'll be really cool to see him in there.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a question, just one more question, then I'll promise I won't ask you anymore. Your thoughts about 8 players. Like, tell me how crazy that is.
That is insane. And granted, I haven't gotten to do that yet. I think we were playing with, 4 of us?
Yeah.
And 4 computer. Yeah, it was 4 live and 4 computer. But yeah, I mean, that's insane to have that many players going at it like that. It's awesome.
Yeah, and even the part where not only can you use your gamepad or the Pro Control, but you could use your Nintendo GameCube controller. And first time...
We got the adapter.
Yeah, the first time in gaming history, it was the same controller you could use for 3 consoles.
Yep.
That's
the
amazing.
Nintendo GameCube controller actually made it 3 consoles later. That's how popular the GameCube controller is, so that says something.
Yeah, it is a great controller, I'll have to admit.
But now the Xbox controller stayed almost the same through all 3 consoles, but the PlayStation controller stayed identical, except the fact that PlayStation 4 now has a touchpad in the middle, but the PlayStation button layout and D-pad and joysticks all stayed the same. The addition to the joysticks actually happened right before PlayStation went to PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
You mean the analog stick thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the one game that made all this a difference was when Ape Escape came out, which is when the analog stick was introduced, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, and the PlayStation's pretty much stayed the same shape too.
Yeah, they never changed it.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but it's really interesting though with just going to Super Smash Bros. Wii U. I mean, the graphics, godlike, amazing. I mean, 3DS had great graphics too, but the Wii U is just beautiful. Even the classic mode is way different than the 3DS, which I did a video, and I'm probably sure when this goes up, it'll be up on my Durock 18 channel. First video, actually. And I have to say, though, I'm really satisfied with this game. I got all the characters when we did Epic Rewind, when the game was released. And I just love it. It's really amazing. I mean, Smash Brothers franchises are just really great. I highly recommend all of you out there who are listening to definitely buy it.
And hopefully we'll actually have a match with Brant and Lisa to record for maybe Brooklyn Boys, or we'll post it somewhere, definitely.
Or Frontline Gaming Zone, too. I mean...
Yeah, Frontline Gaming Zone, there you go.
And 8 players, you don't have to leave a friend down anymore, 4, and you can have, I believe, 10 initials in your name. Like, Do the Rock could fit. I couldn't fit 18. Awesome. But that's fine. Do the Rock's fine, you know.
No, that's cool. And, yeah, we will definitely do that. I want to ask you guys, who is your chosen character? Who's the character you like to use the most?
I only play as 2 characters, and you saw why when we were playing on Wi-Fi. I either play as Ike, which I have to relearn because they changed his character a bit. He's a little bit faster and lighter than he was in the Wii game, Brawl. And Link is my number 1 choice always.
And I hate it when you play with Link because you kick all our butts.
I'm sorry. I told you on the Wi-Fi, I'll tell you now. It's Michael and Kevin's fault because I had to stay like 12 steps ahead. If you play Michael, on the Wii,
God,
you think I'm bad? Wait.
Well, I am 5-time multi-ball champion, almost 6 if I win another round.
Yeah, you keep your...
Yeah. But anyway, for my character, I like to use Marth for first best. Second best, I have to say Lucina. She could, and this is saying a lot, she could actually beat Marth, I think, because her movesets are just, like, really amazing. And, the other characters I use, you know, like Fox, Mario, and other characters. What I'm disappointed with is Meta Knight. I am very disappointed with his movesets. Can't lie, it's horrible, the way that they did his character. You know?
Yeah.
But,
I'm trying to remember who I like on the demo on the 3DS. I was best with Link, but when I played him on the actual game, I wasn't as good. So I think what's her name? Palutena, maybe? Is that her
Palutena,
name?
Yeah.
I think I was pretty good with her.
You were good with Diddy also for a bit.
Yeah. So one of those. I haven't really found my character yet. Now that I have it, hopefully I'll.
Oh, Brant, just one more quick question.
No, you said no more questions. So one thing
no, it's okay. You can ask me. Go ahead.
The amiibos. Are you?
I was just going to talk about them.
I was just asking if he was planning on collecting them.
I don't know yet. Maybe. I want to see how you guys do with them first. Maybe.
Well, I was just going to say, we showed them on Holo Toys, but again, it's that thin line between it's a game but also a toy.
Right.
I like that there's amiibos that complement not only Super Smash Brothers, but a ton of other games that are going to be coming out on Nintendo that are coming out and are already out. Kart, Mario Party 10, and Hyrule Warriors. So I'm looking forward to them. I like that they're little additions. Again, this is why I say we need a Pokemon Stadium game, because this is like Pokemon Stadium. This is like Skylanders and Disney Infinity. You have a little figure that you pat onto your gamepad, and then boom, you have to raise. You got to level them up.
Yeah, it's Marvel Infinity too.
Well, that's why Disney Infinity. It's all Disney Infinity, dude.
Yeah, but you could use that.
There's Marvel characters on Disney Infinity. Very good.
There is.
Yeah, so I like that. I like that aspect, and I say they should do this for Pokemon also.
No, I agree. Yeah, totally. So, yeah, I mean, it's a great thing. I mean, I like stuff like that, like the Skylanders and Disney Infinity, the concept of it. So probably, I don't know if I'll collect them all, but I'll definitely get like my favorites probably.
Yeah, and if you'd like to see pictures or videos of them, you could go check out Holo Toys' first live show.
Yeah.
I showed the entire first wave off.
Yeah, exactly. So.
And as this goes live, this coming Sunday, 3 more figures will be coming out. Luigi, Diddy Kong, and Zelda.
Nice. And I wanted to add that I actually got this at a discount today, so I was really excited about that. We went to Hastings, and they, just by chance of luck, they were having a sale today only, and we got it for $10 off, so it was pretty awesome.
Wow.
That was super lucky.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, I think out of all the games that came out this month, really satisfied with Super Smash Bros. Wii U. Really excited for NES Remix. Far Cry 4 by far is definitely the game outside of Nintendo, out of all the games we mentioned. And once they fix Halo, if you're a Halo fan, you obviously already have this game, so I don't even have to tell you. But I'm going to be playing the game regardless because I love the Halo games. It'll be nice to play them over again, and it'll be a headache to get all the skulls again, but it's always fun to play Halo. I love the first 3 games. The 4th game was okay, but I love the Bungie Halo games. 343 I think needs work still a little bit, but we'll see how Halo 5 does.
Yeah. And I did want to mention this since we're talking about gaming and stuff, obviously on this gaming podcast, duh. I'm still in Hall of Toys mode where we're just, sorry about that. I did want to mention that I recently got gifted, actually, early Christmas present, all 3 BioShock games on Steam, so I will finally get to play those soon.
And you heard me talk about BioShock Infinite. That was one of the first episodes we did of Hall of Toys. Right,
exactly. So that was kind of the reason I got them, because we had talked about them, and they just happened to go on sale not too long ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. So yeah, I got them early.
And ironically, we talked about Metro also, and Metro actually got a remake game for the new consoles called Metro Redux, and that has the Metro Last Light and Metro 2033, its first console debut.
Right. Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, lots of gaming in my future is what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah. There's going to be lots of recording gaming on, I think, in everybody's part.
Yeah, and I'll talk a little bit more about what I'm going to be recording towards the end of the show.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, so that's all the games that came out in November. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry, November and December, because the Wii games and Kingdom Hearts came out in December. Mm-hmm. Smart.
Right.
Well, that's all the games that came out in the past 5-6 weeks. Let's put it that way, because these were in the beginning of December, so they count.
Right. Cool. Yep. So we watched a bunch of trailers today too.
Yes, I sent you a bunch because a lot of it came out of the PlayStation experience, and one came from Nintendo, which is really huge.
Right. Yeah, and we'll just mention briefly Uncharted 4 because we already mentioned earlier in the show we did the Hit Points expansion pack, but that was one of the ones that we watched, and we were so impressed we had to do an extra episode just about it. Just in short, it's a gorgeous game, and we can't wait for it.
Graphically, and I'll tell you, I got Uncharted 3 on purpose because I wanted to see how different Uncharted was from Tomb Raiders, because Mike plays Tomb Raiders. Mm-hmm. And Uncharted, I like the character, I like Nate, and it's definitely PlayStation's answer to Xbox's now Tomb Raiders.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to say, like, Nate's voice, that's the voice actor of Goku, right?
I have no clue. You'll have to look it up.
I think so.
I don't know.
I know it was in the first two.
And as Brant types away, again, the expansion pack, we talk through the 15-minute playthrough, so you could the gameplay, so you can check that out, and you can hear our full opinion on the game as the game is being played. Another game that came out from the PlayStation experience was the Order 1886. We got, I believe it was 6 minutes of that game, and you just see some gameplay, some random gunfights. That's a game that I'm hoping to get my hands on a collector's edition of. That game looks really, really good, and there's some like werewolves and stuff in it. It's really a big game. It looks like it's going to be really great. What did you think of the gameplay, Brant?
The gameplay looks, like you said, really solid. I'm not sure about the story if it's something that grabs my personal attention. But the graphics and the gameplay look amazing. I agree. Going back real quick, the voice actor is Troy Baker.
Nope.
Oh, it's not
Goku.
Yeah, but he has done a lot of stuff. He's voiced in Metal Gear, Far Cry, Saints Row, Batman: Arkham Knight, all kinds of stuff.
So he's been in a lot. He's been in a lot of stuff.
Alright.
Another thing that, Brant, you shared with me at the beginning of the week that now is taken down because it caused lots of controversy. You want to talk about that?
You can talk about the controversy because I wasn't aware of that, but the Street Fighter V trailer was apparently leaked online because every site I went to, they had ordered them to take it down. So
I don't think it was because of the leak, because it
well,
was for a week.
Well, that's true. It was for the controversy that you're going to tell everybody about.
Yeah, apparently Street Fighter has decided to pull a Tomb Raider and take its Universal Platform game and make it specifically for PC and PlayStation 4 only.
Yeah.
So basically Street Fighter became a PlayStation exclusive, which is a huge no-no, especially when Mortal Kombat X is coming out soon. And guess what? Yeah. It's on all the platforms. You don't do that. And a lot of people got mad that have Xbox One only. I mean, we have both systems. It doesn't impact us either way. We probably would have gotten it for PlayStation 4 anyway. But the fact that you are taking a game that should be across all the platforms and limiting it just to PlayStation and PC, you got to know you're going to piss off a fair chunk of your fans. And that's exactly what they did. And that's why I think they took the trailer down. Not because of anything. And to be honest, it really didn't show too much, the trailer. It showed a little gameplay between Ryu and Chun-Li. That's it. So why take down a trailer that has like a tiny tidbit of the game? Easy, because people were pissed off that you said it was a console exclusive.
But isn't it kind of almost the same thing as Street Fighter 4?
Isn't Mortal Kombat X the same thing as all the other Mortal Kombats?
Well, in Mortal Kombat, they have added lots of stuff like the... what was it called? The thing where when you use that move, it shows the skull and everything.
The X-ray?
I forgot what it was called. Yeah, the X-ray effect. I mean, I thought that was cool. I mean, you know.
Brant, Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat?
I've always been a Mortal Kombat. Sorry. I played Street Fighter 2, but, I mean, obviously. But... yeah, I always preferred Mortal Kombat.
They're gonna make a game of that, guarantee, probably.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of agree with Mike. I think they've changed Mortal Kombat more than they have Street Fighter.
Mm-hmm. But let's not forget, Mortal Kombat has an actual story, whereas Street Fighter, it's beat the person up that's in front of you and move on to the next.
True, except for, of course, that great movie that came out years ago.
Let's not talk about
Let's not talk about that movie or the Mortal Kombat movie.
No, yeah, the Mortal Kombat movie was actually good, but anyway. Yeah.
The first one.
Yeah.
Yes, the first one, not the second one.
The second one ruined the series, in my opinion.
Agreed. So, but
and
yeah.
So the TV show.
Right.
Oh my God. Combat time.
Although that Street Fighter YouTube show was pretty good, I gotta say.
Yes, and so was the Street Fighter one.
That's what I said, Street Fighter.
I thought you said Mortal Kombat.
I said Street Fighter.
Oh, okay. There was a Mortal Kombat short one also, you know.
Yeah, there was.
I thought you said Mortal Kombat. But yeah, both of them were good. But of course they're fan-made, so of course they're going to be,
yeah,
what do you call it, the most faithful to the series.
Right. Which makes no sense, but okay.
Go figure!
Yeah. Oh, shoot. But yeah, there wasn't much to that trailer. Hopefully, I don't know. I hate it when they go exclusive like that. I can kind of understand it, you know, but I don't know.
I don't either.
It is unfair, though.
Yeah, it was unfair. I agree.
Yeah. Again, though, the game hasn't been. They didn't release a release date for it yet. They didn't do anything yet. All they did was tease the number 5. It could be coming out in 2016, so there could be a lot of tweaks and a lot of changes and a lot of I'm sorries. It's going to come out on all the consoles after all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So nobody get their things in a bunch yet. Another game that that's going to be coming out in January is Resident Evil is getting a remake for the PlayStation 2, 4, 3, the Xbox 360, and Xbox One, and the game's only going to be $20.
Yeah.
That kind of is weird.
Yeah.
Games being more than that.
It's, yeah. I don't know that it's necessary. I mean, I appreciate they're trying to, up the graphics, and I think they called it, what do they call it, the...
I think it's remastered, I believe it's called.
Yeah, well, I mean, they call it the, what's the word I'm looking for? The definitive version of this game.
The definitive version.
Yeah.
Well, it's called the remake. Resident Evil Remake.
Yeah, no, I know, but they're a quote that they said, this is the definitive version of Resident Evil for, going forward. So, I don't know. I don't think it's totally necessary. And being remastered, I was hoping that it would fix some of the issues of that game. Collision and stuff like that. But, that's all still there.
Yep, and so is that bad camera angle.
Yeah, probably the bad voice acting, too.
No, I think they changed the voice acting.
Oh, did they? Oh, well, that's good then. That's one major plus.
I think it's the characters that did Resident Evil 5. And there was also mention that Resident Evil 7 is in the making, and Revelations 2 is coming out next year. That's the newest Resident Evil game.
Okay. That said, I like the franchise. I've watched all the movies. I played a lot of the games. So, I am a fan of the franchise. I'm just saying, this is just kind of weird, kind of strange. That's all.
Yeah, because, they did it once with the archive version for GameCube. You would think that, okay, we did it once, we're good. But it's like Resident Evil 4. How many remakes of that did we get so far? Like 3?
That's true, yeah.
I guess the best games are the ones that... I wish they'd do one for 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially 2.
Yeah, because 2 was really...
That was the best one, in my opinion.
Yeah, where you could play one disc as Leon Kennedy or the second disc as Claire Redfield.
Well, now with the Blu-ray disc, you can just have one disc and pick at the very beginning of the game which one you want to play
Which is
as.
what they should have done years ago.
Yeah, right.
Well, I'm hoping.
To see two sides of the
We're going to start another petition to get a remake of Resident Evil 2.
I will sign it, definitely.
Brant, I have a question. What did you think of the Until Dawn trailer that was released? It was a very short, movie trailer mostly.
Yeah, it was... Okay, first I'll say it looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought the acting was stellar in it. It really looked like you were kind of watching an animated horror film. That said, it was just that. It was like a typical horror film. It was like the plot from any horror film you see. So I don't know how that's going to go into the gameplay. What's your character? Who are you in this game? I'm confused as to, are you the bad guy? Are you a good guy that we haven't seen?
I think there was gameplay released. I just couldn't find it.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything additional to it. That's all I've seen so far. So, just from that, I'm not sure what the concept is, but it looked fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's spooky.
Good, yeah, I agree with you completely, 100%.
So, it's interesting. It's piqued my interest. I'll put it like that.
Right, but I would definitely say I need some gameplay before I make any decisions whether to get the game or not.
Yeah, but I'd say if you're a horror fan, if you like that kind of, like a Saw or a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that kind of thing, it's right up that alley.
Mm-hmm. Jump scares galore for sure.
Yeah.
Another game really quick that was not a game. It was announced. We don't know if it was on purpose or by accident. And it's ironic because we actually just got the first 5 games of the franchise. One of the creators on God of War actually said today on the PlayStation Experience, we are making another God of War game.
Oh.
So if you're a God of War fan, you're going to be rejoicing over this. But a few people said to keep it hush-hush, but of course it went viral.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently there's going to be another God of War game.
We're getting a lot of advanced...
I don't know if anybody has an opinion. Brant, do you have an opinion? I haven't played it yet, so I really can't make an opinion on whether there should or shouldn't be one yet.
You've never played any God of War game?
We just got them, literally this month.
Okay. I can't remember which one I played. It's years ago I played one of them. And it was really cool. I mean, it's really chaotic, kind of, the gameplay, in a way. It's the best way I can describe it. It's a lot of punch and kick and kind of, but there's a deep story behind it too. So I mean, it's obviously it's got a huge fan base.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it for what it was. It didn't grab me personally enough to keep seeking it out. But some of the graphics I've seen from some of the games after the one that I played. Were amazing, and the story just kept growing and getting deeper and deeper. So, I'm sure it's a rewarding gameplay experience, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, Ascension, I think you're thinking of, because that came out, I think, for the PlayStation 3. I know that it was the launch for the first 3 games. They were at the beginning of PlayStation 3. 2 of them were on the PSP, which if you got the collector's edition, you got them as DLC from the PlayStation shop. Ascension was the newest one. Right. I think that came out a little bit before they announced PlayStation 4 was in the making.
Yeah, I think you and I actually talked about it, the trailer at one point.
We might have. I vaguely remember talking a little bit about Ascension.
Yeah, I definitely remember, watching and talking. I believe it was talking to you about it. So.
Mm-hmm. So that was God of War. I mean, Brent, you got to talk about the Batman trailer.
Oh, man.
I know you're like I love the whole Batman Arkham franchise, but I mean, when you saw it, you were freaking out over it.
Yeah, I came onto the franchise late. As you know, I finally got access to the games, and I started playing Origins, which I'll talk about in a little bit later. And so I immediately fell in love with the franchise. Absolutely loved it. Just everything about it, the graphics, the character models, the voice acting, the story behind it, the gameplay, everything is just, it hits all notes for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and watching the trailer for this new one, which comes out in June of 2015, it's leaps and bounds above the others. It's like this franchise has just grown and grown, and it's the last game, and they're really going out on a high note for me. The graphics have improved vastly. I mean, and they were already fantastic. Mm-hmm. The gameplay is the same. It looked like to me, which is good because I love that gameplay. But they've added so many things, like we were talking about. Chris kept telling me, keep watching for it, wait for it, kind of thing. And the Batmobile.
Yes.
Gotten into action, and the guns came out, and you're shooting a helicopter and all this stuff, and it's like, wow.
It's a tank. It's like a freaking tank, and it morphs. And I've always loved the Batmobile for that reason. All the gadgets that Batman has attached to it.
Right. It just adds another level to this already amazing franchise.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, it sucks that the comic books are kind of screwing Batman right now with... I mean, everybody was making fun that Batman and Green Lantern were in touch because they were Jeff Johns, and now Batman Eternal comes around and, fundamental changes.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm several weeks behind on that comic, so I don't know.
I'm fundamentally not enjoying the fundamental changes. Let's put it that way.
Gotcha. It's all another Earth, Chris.
Yeah, we're not going to get into those things. Right. There are 2 more really quick things that were, one was just literally a teaser trailer, and that's that PlayStation 4 is going to be getting a new Godzilla game.
Mm-hmm.
And you got some really nice graphics, but it was literally like a teaser, I would say, more than anything else. You don't even know what the game's about. You just see Godzilla, and that's it.
Right, yeah.
So I really don't know. I don't have an opinion because it doesn't say what exactly it is. It's pointed to next summer.
I wonder if it's going to be based off the movie or if it's going to be its own thing. I'm hoping it's its own thing, honestly.
Well, it says released in the West next summer, so I'm guessing that means in Japan. So that means that they're not going to follow the what do you call it?
No, we're the West. Japan would be the East.
We are? Okay, so then, I don't know, maybe it is based off the movie then, my bad. I thought they were, I'm thinking of them first. Usually they get the games from PlayStation first.
Yeah.
I don't know why they said the West then. Stop screwing with my head, PlayStation. Do I look like I know proper direction? Up is north. That's all I need to worry about.
And don't forget down is south.
I hate you.
Well, you gotta know where you're going because when you took that long turn...
So the one thing that wasn't from the PlayStation experience, but I found it on a news site that I really... And I know Brant's excited for this also because I think you're a huge Zelda fan also.
Mm-hmm.
We got to see the first actual gameplay of Zelda, but unfortunately it's not like Uncharted 4 where we could sit through it. It's really I can't pronounce his name, so I'm not going to bother. but it has two people talking about it, and it keeps jumping from the screen to them talking and the gameplay on a smaller TV screen behind them.
Right.
But the game looks really good. The map is humongous. It would take days to traverse from one end to the other, and how they're talking about it. And you've got the glider that came out of Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
The horse riding.
The horse riding, I want to mention that if you don't mind.
No, absolutely. Go ahead.
The horse riding, they've changed the mechanics because it was like he was saying that his finger was barely on the controls because he said in real life a horse doesn't typically run into a tree. So basically the horse, when you're on the horse, it's just running and you're just riding it. And it's just cool. It allows you to aim your bow and arrow a lot better because you don't have to, you don't have to control the horse and rush, and you can take your time and get your aim right and stuff. And there's other effects that they've added to the horseback riding. It was pretty amazing.
How'd you like when you jumped up in the air and went into slow?
Exactly. Right. That was pretty awesome.
That was great. The bow and arrow looked gratifying when you used it.
Mm-hmm.
The graphics look great, and I love how at the end we got the best tidbit ever. I mean, we were looking at Legends of Zelda, but we also learned that before Legends of Zelda comes out, the new Zelda game, we're going to be treated to another installment of Star Fox. I just pray to God, because, every time a new Nintendo system comes out, just like Super Mario Brothers, we get treated to the Nintendo 64 version of Star Fox. And I hope to God this time it's a new game and not a remake of the 64.
Well, that only came out for the 3DS to remake.
No, and also it came out on the Wii as a downloadable game.
Yeah, well, that's downloadable, but I'm talking about different voice actors and other things.
I just don't want another game that is the 64 game. Leave it in the past. We need a new Star Fox game.
Maybe it'll be the part where you play as James McCloud before he died. I would like to see the backstory of that, James McCloud.
But I love how he stuck it in at the very end of the Zelda sit down. That was good.
Just like a nice little tidbit. Oh, thanks for watching. Guess what? You get this too. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I hope, like with Skyward Swords, if you got it when it first came out, it came with a golden Wiimote with the Zelda emblem on it. I unfortunately didn't get that. But if you do get Skyward Sword, you do get the music CD, which is still a plus. But I hope they do something really extravagant for the new Zelda game.
They just might.
Yeah. Cool.
Yes.
So before we go into the topic, did you want to talk about, because I think you forgot to mention it at some point, the Bloodsport game from Kickstarter?
Oh, yes. This is actually a perfect transition from the trailers to the topic, actually. Brent, you have the link, so you can read it off, and then I'll just give my my thoughts on it, because I don't have it readily available. Cindy actually was on Kickstarter while Brent looks for the link, and she saw this, and this is the first time in history for us that we actually saw a Kickstarter
suspended,
shut down, discontinued by Kickstarter itself.
Yeah, it was, and there was no reason given why that happened, because it was actually they had gotten close to, what was it, $4,000 already?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was suspended actually just last week. So this is a very recent thing, but basically I can't find the Kickstarter page, but I found a story about it. So it was called Bloodsport, and basically it was a system where you're attached to. You basically have a what do you call it?
IV.
IV. Thank you. I couldn't. Wow, I couldn't think of anything.
The word alone petrifies me because I hate needles.
Yeah, I do too.
I like Goku with the needles.
Right. You have an IV in your arm, and it's hooked to your game system somehow, and like when the game vibrates, or when the controller vibrates when you get hit or whatever, it draws blood from you. Now, before you get freaked out, it had an honorable concept behind it. What they were intending to do was work with the proper organizations to like set up blood drives and where you could be gaming and donating blood at the same time. That was the goal behind it.
That's the scary goal. I don't care. You can put games and blood drives all you want. I'm not going to sit down and play a game with an IV in my arm. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it was a good concept or...
it was a very thoughtful concept.
Yeah, it was a very thoughtful concept, but it's still strange. It is kind of out there.
Yeah.
But, you know...
I won't do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it either. But I'm just saying, if it was for a good cause, you know, and they did have, you know, the proper backing of, you know, government organizations and stuff, but
not just Kickstarter.
Right, just going off on their own, it seems like it would just, you know, cause all kinds of red flags to pop up. I don't know.
That's why Kickstarter probably said, nope, we're not going to get in trouble for you.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, they were hoping to get a bunch of celebrities behind it and stuff, but I don't think they had quite gotten there yet. So
they got somebody big behind them.
Did they?
I don't know who, but I know they got a celebrity behind them.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think I heard something about that too. I can't remember who it was though.
Yeah, I can't remember either. I'm trying to, for the life of me, it's just not coming.
I do know they were arming. Yeah, they were.
Well, they were looking to attach things to your arm.
Oh, that was a slip of the tongue right there. They were aiming to release it at the same time as Battlefield Hardline.
Yep.
To, you know, kind of tie it in there somehow.
Yep.
Oh man,
Nope.
I'm telling you.
I would not. Nope. I mean, I'm petrified of needles as is already. I don't want to attach that to my gaming, which is my enjoyment. You know, that kind of takes the enjoyment away and puts the petrified in. So no.
Right? Yeah, it's it's an interesting concept. Could
you imagine if you died a lot? Donate a lot of blood.
Well, no, I'm sure it had to have had a cutoff.
Yeah, it did. There was a limit. They were going to take your weight and your height and everything, and then that determined how much you could donate.
Yeah. This is what it says. Let's see. He said, all we're doing is hacking a pre-existing blood collection machine to take your gaming experience to the next level. All we want to do is create the best, most immersive gaming experience possible while also helping people in need.
So basically, get shot a lot, lose a lot of blood, and then people who are losing their blood in reality can get your blood.
Yeah.
No. No! I don't play. The reason we play video games with the gun shooting and the sword flinging is because we can't get hurt.
Yeah. I like this. Somebody left a comment on this news story. He says, I don't think it got suspended so much for the idea of blood being drawn while you're gaming, but more for the fact that jostling around a video game controller in the hand that's attached to an arm that has a giant needle in it is possibly the worst idea anyone has come up with this week.
Yeah, exactly. You hold your game controller with both your hands. If you fling it up and down, that needle's gonna go through the. Ooh,
yeah,
I'm thinking about it. No,
it's really When you start thinking about it, as you know, we're gamers, so we know that when you game, you get stressed sometimes and you get active.
Brant, I should know.
Man, I'm imagining.
Yeah, you should, Mike. Rage.
I've done more, and that's why I say a no with the needle.
I will give an honorable. You guys had a really wonderful idea, but no.
Yeah, exactly.
If I was Kickstarter, I would have suspended
you. Why would they do that? I mean, you're playing, and then you're losing blood. This whole thing. Next thing you know,
they'll be like immersive. Like, hey, if you get cut with a sword, you'll get a scratch.
Or not only that. Insert needle in your right arm to continue the game. The arm can't take it no more.
And as you start to fade consciousness, they're like, here's your cookie and your orange juice.
Oh, thank you. Let me just stop playing so I lose more blood because I'll be getting shot to death so I can drink my orange juice and my cookie. Great.
And then lose more blood after that.
Oh, shoot.
Thoughtfulness at its highest, but still.
Yeah.
Execution needs work.
Yeah. No kidding.
Okay. This is a perfect transition now to topic time.
All right, let's do it.
This week, I really didn't want to go too deep because I figured that the November games and the trailers were going to definitely be a huge topic for this episode. I figured it was going to be like a bulk of the episode. Usually, we got lucky. This month there was the PlayStation experience, plus this is the end of the year, so we're getting all the teasers for 2015. Normally, I think on a show, we're going to have a game review, a couple of news tidbits to talk about, and then the topic. So the topic will normally be the main focus of the show. But for this week, I made it a very short topic, something that I'm sure that almost all of us can agree on, not just us doing this cast, but everybody who's listening in. It's become a huge annoyance to me, and the further along we're getting with video games, the more they're doing this. And first it was the internet. Now you have to have internet for everything if you want to do multiplayer or whatever. Even PlayStation now you have to pay for your internet. Nintendo is the only network that is still free. Knock wood, bite my tongue, and it'll stay that way forever. I don't think Nintendo would ever charge a Nintendo, like a Wii fee, so to speak. But it's not the internet, actually. A Wii fee. You pay just a Wii fee to get the internet. Oh, God, I just made it funny. And I didn't even plan to do that. But anyway, the internet actually isn't the point of my rage this time, actually. You know, we've gotten used to it. This is the way life is, and that's that. As a matter of fact, Mike's buying the Xbox Live because ours just ran out, and Ellie's actually getting PlayStation Plus because it ran out. I'm getting it in 3 months for probably both systems. But beside the point, the problem isn't the internet. The problem is season passes and DLC. Mm-hmm. Every game that comes out now has DLC. Super Smash Brothers is going to have it. Mario Kart has it. But you know, the one thing, and the reason I'm bringing Nintendo up first is because Nintendo is nicer about it. For the Mario Kart DLC, $11, you got everything. You were promised everything for $11 flat. That's super cheap and really great. And you got a lot of stuff for you. You got bang for your buck.
Yeah, you did.
But leaving Nintendo out of this and going into the other two consoles, the PlayStation and the Xbox, my biggest gripe nowadays with video games, Call of Duty is the one that brought this about, and Battlefield and now Assassin's Creed. Now all the games have it. Every game I mentioned, Far Cry has it, WWE has it, or at least it has the DLC. The Halo game is probably has it. I didn't look it up. Evil Within has it. Alien Isolation, I believe, had one. Destiny has 2 expansion packs instead of a season pass. And the list goes on and on. All the games that have come out, either you can get the collector's edition, which gives you a season pass, which we got that for this year's Call of Duty, or you have to pay an additional fee for a season pass. Mm-hmm. Now, games typically for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, even PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, are $60. That's the initial game. With that fee now, you're telling gamers you have to pay an additional $30 for a season pass or an additional whatever to get additional content for a game that you've already legitimately paid for and own. Yeah. I think that's the biggest line of bullshit that I've seen in my entire life. So now you're not only paying $60 for the game, but by the time all the DLC is out, all the extra content's out, you've paid at least $120 per game figure, at least, depending on the DLC. Maybe not. Maybe 100, maybe a little bit over 100. Now figure, I just told you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, 7 games. Well, no, this is a remake. So 6 of the games that I've told you that we got in November, all of them have DLC. Most of them have season passes. That's $60 plus another $40 for a season pass. Mm-hmm. That's $100 per game.
Not only that, the DLCs that aren't the games, usually when they come out with the same game with a different title, they're in there.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
why
yes,
don't you just
you're right,
wait?
Mike. The Game of the Year edition stuff
Right.
has
So
all the
why
DLC.
don't you wait for the collector's edition to come out?
Because you don't know which game's going to get Game of the Year.
No,
Every year there's
I'm
only
just
one.
saying, like, for example, when Injustice came out,
Right.
you got all of those, right?
Mhm.
Then when they had DLC of Lobo, Zon, all the other things, they came out with another Injustice Game of the Year with all the characters, so you wasted your money on something that you could have saved up to get
And
the game.
you just paid for the
that thing.
game.
That's
and
why I
got
don't get the games when they first come out, like Street Fighter and all the other things. I'm waiting for collector's edition, because if I'm going to waste my money to buy a game that I know that they're going to add more DLCs and stuff like that, I might as well wait for the collector, ultra, mega, whatever they're going to call it, and then get that instead.
They've done that. Yeah, it's true. They've done that for
Street Fighter.
all the remakes. Resistance 1 and 2 and 3. Tomb Raiders, the Definitive Collection.
Raiders,
The
yeah.
Last of Us, the Definitive Collection, which I did not get that yet.
They did with, what's...
I'm trying to think of a Far Cry 3. The Game of the Year
Yeah.
edition came with all the DLC.
And then there's so many... It's more fighting games, even... with Street Fighter X Tekken, I think.
Yeah, they had
One,
DLC.
too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had that too. It's just outrageous and crazy. Not truly outrageous, I'm just saying it's just crazy.
Yeah. So what about you, Brant?
No, I'm in complete agreement with you guys. It's just, I understand the concept behind the benefit of them, that it expands your game and that kind of thing. But if they're just going to release it, like you guys are saying, if they're just going to release it in a, Ultimate Collection later on, it's another way to money grab, and that's not cool.
It's just a way of saying, here's the game, but it's not a complete game unless you buy this. They're
Yeah.
basically bullying you into having to buy the DLC because you're getting an unfinished product.
Exactly.
Destiny is the hugest slap in the face. And this is Bungie, the people that made Halo. That's why I was so quick to buy Destiny. They give you the biggest slap in the face yet. The game is unfinished. And they basically said, well, you want the finished game, buy the expansion pack 1 and 2. The second pack basically concludes the entire game.
Yeah.
The expansion packs are about $30 each.
Mm.
You're paying $120, and a lot of people were complaining about Destiny because of that.
Yeah.
It's an unfinished game that you paid $60 for.
That's downright unethical.
It's wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
It's horribly wrong, and it's bullying people into having to buy the expansion or just not having a complete game. And in my case, I'm not having a complete game because I played 2 missions of Destiny, and it was okay. Not groundbreaking like Halo was, but it was okay, and that's why I didn't return to it yet on Frontline Gaming Zone. I'm debating, should I? What's the point? I'm not going to have a complete game at the end of the day, and I've been away from it for a month, and I don't feel when you're away from a game, Brant, and you have the urge at least to go back to it. You want to finish it, you want to continue it. Don't have it. I just don't have it this time for this game, Destiny.
Well, that's the same with me with Sunset Overdrive, but I really should get back with that game because it's actually fun.
So then you don't have it, you just miss the game. See, you miss it, unlike me. I just don't care.
Well, I don't miss the part where you scream in my ear saying what the hell I'm doing and all that other stuff.
You don't know what you're doing.
I do know what I'm doing, but you just...
But
we're going off track.
Yeah, but I will say this, like, for games like Alien Isolation, the Season Pass is not as much for the game as it is for the additional content. Mm-hmm. They are doing the additional content as the DLC instead. So if you don't buy it, it doesn't ruin the game for you,
Right, and that's the way it should be. That's what a DLC should be. It should be something that enhances the game, but it's not something that's necessary for the game.
Mm-hmm. And I say that now, but the way they ended Alien Isolation, which I am going to do a walkthrough of that soon too, the way it ends, it definitely ends with either, and I'm hoping this is the right choice, a sequel game, which I'm praying it will be, and they're saying the sequel might involve Predators, or the fact that there's going to be DLC that adds to that continues the game forward. And I hope that is not the truth. I hope that we get a whole sequel follow-up game instead of DLC that continues the game, because that'll kind of ruin the game for me too. Because it's like, okay, well then that wasn't the end,
right?
So. I want a sequel. I'd rather have a sequel than a DLC thing.
You know what it seems like? It seems like with that concept, games that go that route where they give you expansion pack or DLC that extends the game. It seems like everything's trying to go into an MMO kind of format, because MMOs are endless. They just keep going on and on and on.
Yeah,
like a World of Warcraft. Yeah.
But a big.
Yeah. So.
And that's what I think. World of Warcraft is ruining it for everybody else, because now all the games want to have expansions like that where they keep going and going.
And to make it more difficult, from what I've heard.
Yeah.
I want my game to be normal. And another thing I don't want, but it has nothing to do with the season pass. I want to be able to put my game into my system and play right away. I don't want to put my game into my system and wait an hour
for an update.
For an update, or when it's the Xbox One, a half download of the game.
Mm.
Games, if you want to play a game, you better have at least an hour prep time, because you got to put the game in and you got to wait for it to download. Could you imagine if you're a kid and you got the game and you only have an hour to play because then you got to go to bed for school? You put the game in, a half hour's already wasted watching the game download onto the system, and then you only have a half hour before you got to go to bed. I feel bad for the kids of today. I really do.
It's ridiculous.
Even the Wii. And you're saying, well, Nintendo's still nice. No, when you put a new Wii game in, guess what? Update. As a matter of fact, Mike was just playing Super Smash Brothers for the hell of it. He turned the game off. Update for the Wii.
Yep.
No joke.
No, I know.
Every week there's an update on the PlayStation 3. Every week there's an update on the PlayStation 4. It's ridiculous.
Mm.
Xbox One, thank God, it really doesn't update too often.
But it's horrible and ridiculous, because you want to play the game.
And you got to deal with updates.
And you got to deal with that. Like, what, first of all...
I'm glad the Wii stopped updating.
Can anyone, enlighten me what's necessary about these updates?
That's the weird thing. I don't know. I think it's to keep the people who are hacking into the systems, they get the mod chip systems where they can play copy games, to keep them out.
Maybe no internet, like the N64 did, like the PlayStation 2 did. And
no, that's never going to happen anymore. Internet has ruined gaming to the point where it's like, if you don't have internet, you're screwed.
We're in the new age of technology, just like smart boards in the schools and all that other stuff.
I miss where games were just simple. You take the cartridge, you put it in the frickin' system, and you hit the play button. And if you want to do multiplayer, the only way to play multiplayer is if your friend is sitting next to you with the second controller.
Well, see, now you say that, and we would never be able to play together on anything if there wasn't
true.
that. Yeah.
I'm a hypocrite in a way, because I do play multiplayer online.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. But that's because what other choice do we have nowadays? I mean, regardless, you're not bullied. I mean, because I'm not saying I'm being forced. But you're bullied to pay the internet. That's what I don't like. But of course we do it. We have to. As people who want to play full games in the multiplayer, you have no choice.
Yeah.
It's just crazy, though.
At least you get the choice to do 3 months at a time, and it's only $25, so it's not too bad.
Oh, yeah. That's one thing about it.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's definitely a flawed system. There needs to be some kind of change, and
Yeah, but I agree with what a lot of YouTube gamers are saying. The change can happen in the company. The people who are most to blame for what's going on in gaming today is the consumer, because as consumers, we buy, and it's me and you, Brant, and Mike too.
Yeah.
Yep.
We buy, we pay for it. It gives the companies the right to continue doing exactly what they're doing now.
And that's the truth in any medium. Really, it is. You go. Yeah. Whether it's the kind of movies that are getting made, whether it's the kind of comics that people are reading, whatever, it's the same thing in every medium. It's like that. It's the consumers that keep on pouring money into these things that we ultimately complain about. So
yeah,
right.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, there are really, like I said, there are brilliant games. There are amazing games, and as you watch Game Miss on Brooklyn Boys, you'll see. There were so many games that we never had the chance to get back in the past couple of years, and we made sure to use Game Miss as a way for us to have an excuse to go back and get those games, because we were told they were so good, or they were just, even if they're newer. I mean, we just today is the 7th day, and I just unveiled Dead Rising 3, the Apocalypse Collection that came out a few months ago. some games are just worth the buy because they're great. And, sometimes you just got to wait for those special editions. The Apocalypse Edition had all the DLC attached to it.
Right.
So, up to you guys what you'd like to do. I mean, if season passes aren't a problem for you, awesome. For me, like I said, I'll get a few season passes, but some I just won't. And Nintendo, I think, does the right thing here. Cheap, but effective. You get what you pay for.
Yeah.
And you don't have to buy a season pass. You could just wait for the DLC to come out and pay like $10 at a time. Sometimes that's easier because at least you're not paying one lump sum. You're paying it over time, which is better also.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I don't know. I'm getting very upset that almost every single game that we get now has that. And it doesn't just go for the multiplayer. It goes for the regular game as well. And that's when things get bad.
Right.
And that's what I believe ruined Assassin's Creed Unity.
Mm.
The expansions.
Gotcha.
I'm done ranting now.
Okay. No, I think we're all pretty much in agreement overall. So.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know, however you're watching. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this on zone4podcast.com, there's comments below. If you're listening to this on YouTube, there's the comments below also. If you're listening to this on iTunes, you can email Brant and or me at chris@comicrelated.com or brant@comicrelated.com, or I'm sure there's going to be another email.
We could just keep it simple and do the same one for Hollow Toys. Just do it hot@comicrelated.com.
Okay, hot@comicrelated.com, and make the subject
hit points, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And let us know your opinions on that and anything else we've talked about on here. I'm sure Brant will be putting links to all the trailers we talked about in the description below.
Right.
And also all the games that came out in November. I'm sure he'll put a list somehow. So if you're interested in any of the new games that came out, you can click that link and it'll take you to maybe Amazon or somewhere and you could buy it yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we said, this is going to be a monthly show, so definitely check back with us each and every month on Zone 4 or Frontline Gaming Zone.
What I would like to do for the next episode, because it's the end of the year, actually, ironically, it's going to be, if we calculate this right, it'll be going up the day before New Year's Eve. I would love to do a top 5 games for the year of 2014 for the next episode. Round out the year. We haven't bought games since the beginning of the year, but I mean, at least for the past couple of months, we could. That's when the majority of the games came out. We could definitely do a top 5 of those.
Yeah,
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think so too. So look forward to that on the next episode.
It was just an idea. I was thinking because you and me both, we share through Skype, so I can show you all the games we got. So
yeah, possibly look forward to that for the next episode of Hit Points.
Exactly. Yeah, let's leave it possible because I know you'd have to check out a lot of the games that came out.
Yeah.
So
don't worry, I can help him out with that.
Maybe I'll do like a tiny section of it or something at like the end of the show or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
If nothing else, you two could give your top 5, and I could just note a couple that stood out to me.
It could also be an expansion pack.
There you go. Could be.
There you go.
So we'll see what happens. But we hope you enjoyed this first episode. And, we're really excited to be doing this because, we're all gamers. You guys are, ultimate gamers. Me, I'm trying to get back into it. I used to be a much more avid gamer, and I miss it a lot. So this is really good for me.
Well, Michael's more of the ultimate gamer. I'm more of the intermediate. I like the game, but I'm far from pro.
Right.
I couldn't be in a tournament. Let's put it that way.
Right.
I could have time and stuff like that, but I've been in lots of tournaments and almost won, but I've won some.
Yeah.
Win some, you lose some.
Exactly. But you can definitely look forward to more discussion, but also a lot more gameplay, and walkthroughs and stuff like that. I mentioned earlier in the show I would be talking about what I'm recording. For Frontline Gaming Zone, I'm actually in anticipation of Arkham Knight. I am going back and I'm going to be playing all the previous Batman Arkham games. starting with Origins. I'm doing them chronologically as opposed to release.
Which is better.
Yeah.
It's better. You'll enjoy it more.
Exactly. So I'm starting with Origins, which I actually have for the PS3, and then I think I'll be playing the others on Xbox 360 until the new one. We'll see what system I play that on when it comes out. So.
I hope they do like a co-op. That would be cool. Batman and Robin playing in the last Arkham game. That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
But they're not going to do that. But it'd still be cool if they thought of the concept.
It would, but they're not going to stick Robin in the Arkham games.
Not now, especially not with the last game now.
No. But yeah, so that's one thing I'm going to be doing. Like I mentioned, Dragon Age Inquisition, when I get it, I'll probably be doing that as well. So.
I'm looking forward to that because you're going to be the deciding factor for me getting it in the future.
Gotcha. Cool.
And as always, don't forget the Twitter, which should be created by the time you are checking this out. Link will be in the description below.
Right.
And my Instagram will be in the links below also. That's where Mike and I will be sharing all the stuff we get. Brant, you got to get an Instagram.
I actually do. I signed up for one. I just don't have anything up there yet. I don't remember what my login is, though. So I'll mention it on the next episode.
Okay, cool. And keep an eye on the Facebook. Like I said, I definitely want to do that petition. I would love to get a Pokemon Stadium for the new Wii system. And I'm sure if a lot of people write up about it, we could definitely share it with Nintendo. And maybe Nintendo will consider doing something for us Pokemon fans.
Yeah, absolutely. So in closing, do you want to plug anything else?
Frontline Gaming Zone.
Yeah.
Look forward to a lot of stuff in 2015.
Oh, yeah.
Classic games, older games, and brand new games.
Yeah. And also check out zone4podcast.com for all the other stuff that we're involved with, podcast-wise. And just keep your eyes on that. You never know what's coming from us. So.
Exactly. And also keep an ear out for Game Miss. Game Miss, by the time the next episode of Hit Points is up, will be over. So maybe we'll talk about some of the games we got for Game Miss.
There you go. Yeah. Maybe we'll talk about anything we each get for Christmas, too.
That too. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, that it?
That's all, folks.
All right. So, everybody out there, thanks for joining us for this. We appreciate your support. Hope you had fun, because I know we did.
Oh, yeah.
And until next time, keep gaming.
Yep.
Take care, everybody.
Later, everyone.
Bye.
This has been a Gonzo Goose production.